When teams are on the same page, they work well together, they get things done. It's a great place to be, a great atmosphere. People are motivated, people are happy. There is reward and return on the investment, and it helps teams to be able to function well and to be able to go the long distance. Unfortunately, when teams aren't on the same page and they're not working well together, work doesn't get done, or maybe it doesn't get done to the quality that it should. There are lots of bumps along the way. There can be infighting, people are demotivated, people leave the organisation, knowledge gets lost. There's really poor things that happen and impact in a negative way. So the question that I have is, well, what is the common ground that helps to have people and teams to be aligned and on the same page? What are those things? There are 4 places that can make or break a team and an organisation. The first one is the culture of the organisation or the culture of the team. The second one is the communication that takes place between people. Sometimes there can just be misunderstanding because things aren't communicated on the right channel or to the right people at the right time. The third one are the workflows. So sometimes the work sort of gets done and it achieves its end goal, but it's not done in a very systematic way. Maybe there are too many links in the chain, too many steps in the process. And then the fourth one is the systems. Sometimes the systems are not set up well enough, or maybe people don't know how to use the systems to support the work that needs to happen. Now, what sadly happens is sometimes the systems get blamed, and it's really, if you look at the fundamental problem, it's not the system that's the problem. It might be one of those other 3 areas. The other thing that can be easily blamed is another person. It might be that you don't get on with a colleague or a manager, or maybe there's someone on another team, or sometimes you just blame another department for all the problems that happen within the organisation. And sadly, that happens all too often, and it's just not a great environment for anybody to work in. So how do we build that bridge to have alignment and to have those, that common goal together? So the first thing, there are 3 things to look at. The first one is to have the values in place that can be supported by the whole organisation. And what I mean by that is to have some key things that you all agree to, and that can filter through into the work that you do. It's not just about having a few words. Part of it is having that common terminology so that you can be sharing the same language, but also then to find ways to live that out in the work that you do. It might be having 3 or 4 values and then 1 or 2 things that can tangibly look like in your team. The second thing that you can do to help build this bridge is to listen well, to have active listening, because we don't fully understand what other people think. We might pretend we do or think that we do, but in reality, if we have an open mind and really start to listen, then we can begin to understand what other people are experiencing and what they need. Then the third part of that is to ask good open questions, not just closed questions or questions that are not constructive. So a few examples of open questions can be, help me understand. Help me understand is a really great way of breaking down people's barriers and the tension, because it's an open question. You're open to hearing someone else's perspective without directing blame at them. Help me understand, it can be asking, what are your needs, or what can we do together to find that common ground and to ultimately work together as a team. We're not in competition here. We are in the same team. When you're in an organisation, there has to be those common values and that common ground. And it can just be a matter of some conversations to get back onto the same page. I hope that's helpful for you. You don't have to do this alone. Please reach out and discuss with us how we can support you to build a good team culture and to help your team be on the same page.